I'm John Law, this is Chasing Cars. We're in China with the Denza B8, so I can tell you a little bit about what this car is and whether or not it's worth bringing to Australia. Now, a couple of headline figures, I'm going to consult my notebook here, but essentially this is like a Lexus LX size level of luxury, but for the price of a Toyota Land Cruiser 300 Series GX. Now, stats for you: 550 kilowatts, 760 newton meters, 0 to 100 k's an hour in 4.8 seconds, 120 kilowatt DC charging for its twin motor plug-in hybrid powertrain, and total combined range of 1200 k's. Those are pretty stunning stats, and if it does come to Australia priced at something like 110 to 120 grand, I really do think it could give something like a Lexus LX a headache, certainly for those willing to take a chance on a new brand. First, some background on Denza. It's BYD's luxury brand in China, and it's coming to Australia later this year. As in other markets, the Fangchengbao Bao products like this B8 will likely be rebranded as Denzas for simplicity. The B8 is built in the same factory as BYD's Shark 6 Ute and uses a similar body-on-frame construction and plug-in hybrid system. The more advanced system in the Fangchengbao Bao products may also make its way into future Shark 6 variants. Now let's get a bit more into it, take it out for a quick spin, and see what the cabin of the Denza B8 is like. Chasing Cars. Honest reviews of your next car.
Brought to you by
Budget Direct.
Now, you may have already seen the video of the Denza B5 we shot over here in China, and that car almost looks conventional compared to this thing, which is really out there, really wild, quite adventurous. Lots of addenda down the side here, flush door handles, and a real slab-sided appearance, almost Land Rover Defender-like through the back section here, very squared off. I don't know, I think it looks cool, maybe not to my tastes, but let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. We've also got this big chunky spare tyre up here, really quite a monolithic design. Open this up, it is a swing out, not a, standard tailgate. And as you can see, it's a 7-seater as well, which does give it a little bit of an extra advantage over the B5 if you're a family buyer. And yeah, there's not much space back here in the boot, but not so much what this car's about. You can fold the third row electronically here, doing that. Wow, luxurious. And yeah, it takes a little minute, but then you've got plenty of space. And back here, we've got controls for the pneumatic suspension. So I should be able to press that and go down or bring it up. It doesn't want to work for me. I think the car may have to be on, but you get the point. Pretty big space, pretty cool car. Let's jump in the front seat. So the interior of the Denza B5 is pretty nice, but the B8 is really a step above. Where you had nice soft squidgy rubber before, here we have creamy leather on these handles, which again, nice and sturdy, super soft, real stitching up on the top of the dashboard here, and you can see this lovely tan upholstery here. I believe it's Napa leather. These seats are power adjustable, heated and ventilated naturally. Big screens, passenger screen, driver screen. It all feels very well screwed together, just as in the B5. And it does have a little edge of luxury, things right down to this little crystal thing here with the Fangchengbao Bao logo, which changes color, and the suede headliner, which is really nice and tactile. They're all little things, but ultimately it's actually very similar architecturally to the Denza B5, and it has a lot of the same clever touches: the cooled and warmed center storage bin, -6 to 40 degrees, the cup holders that go up and down, twin wireless charging pads, and pretty decent door pockets, and all the sort of practicality stuff you'd expect from a 4x4. It's a pretty big car, the B8, so you might be thinking, goodness John, you look uncomfortable back there. Easily fixed thanks to power adjustable seats. Backrest goes nice and far back, and then I can slide my seat all the way back. Of course, there's a third row here, as we touched on before. I'm not going to get back there today. It's too hot. I don't have the time. It looks pretty spacious though. What really matters is the second row accommodation, which is seriously comfortable. I've got touchscreens here for temperature zone. It also looks like volume control too. Got these beautifully leather-bound handles, just like in the front seat. Big panoramic sunroof, lovely appointments. They don't skimp on the soft touch back here, and you get power open doors that are also soft close. So nice. Rather than taking the B8 around the full off-road course, which doesn't tell us huge amounts, it's pretty plush, the suspension, although I found it to be a little bit knobblier than the B5, which is a bit strange. We'll see how that translates to on-road performance in a second, and how the near 600 kilograms of extra weight translates to on-road performance against the B5. But for now, we are going to try a little test. Now, this has a similar setup to the B5, a bit more grunt, but it's supposed to have a simulated locking center diff as well. So we're just going to roll this thing up to our little rock section. Crisp cameras, the 360 cameras, make this really easy to do. I'm going to try it in normal mode first and see what happens. So struggling in normal mode. This is good. I will reverse slightly, and instead of trying to get it up in normal mode, swap drive modes. There we go. Go rock crawl, which will lock the rear diff, put us in 4 low, back in drive, put the suspension in high mode, and we should get up this obstacle. Absolutely no problem at all. Front wheel spinning, but the rear is good. Traction control's working a treat. The locking rear diff also working a treat. And there we go, up and over. Nice and easy, nice and calm, and pretty quietly too, thanks to it being a plug-in hybrid. So the B5's big brother, the B8. This thing is bigger, more powerful, but it does have active suspension. And you notice straight away that there's less pitch front to rear. But as you see there, there's still plenty of body roll when you come through a slalom. It's also quite sensitive to the throttle. We're in sport mode now, and it's quite stiff over those little bumps. Let's go back to eco mode. Again, nice little controls on the steering wheel to easily access the drive modes. And we'll just sort of potter around a bit. The throttle response is a bit duller, but the body roll isn't super crazy. Yeah, and it's quieter. It's a hint quieter, I think, than the B5. But again, this is all impressions from a little car park in China. So I think if it does come to Australia, we'll save final judgment until then. So there we go, a quick first look at the Denza B8. This thing is pretty freaking wild. There's lots of technology, heaps of settings, plenty of comfort inside, and hopefully the price isn't too crazy. Maybe 110, 120 grand. Could be an interesting option. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below, whether you'd consider this over a more established vehicle like a Lexus LX, or even something that's a bit more on-road bias like a BMW X7. Let me know your thoughts. Hit subscribe to the Chasing Cars YouTube channel if you've enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you very much for watching.